just thinking about in your write-up for your presentation at the conference, it felt to me like you catch something just so important about working with children, that when we go to therapy as adults, very often we're choosing that. And,
Yes.
you know, we're spending our own resources
Yes.
for ourselves. But of course, as a child, that's a very different process and a very different power balance then.
It is, and I think that according to how therapy is introduced to the child, and generally we are not part of that, there will be an experience before they actually, come to our door, where there will be talk above the child. The child will often not be, part of that conversation, that, this would be to the good of the child. And the child doesn't really get an opportunity to actually have a choice so often in their journey to therapy or counselling. As I said in my write-up, caring adults will make that decision for them. And according to how and what their experience has been before, then my guess is it could be quite a frightening process. They may be going in with a worldview of I'm not okay and this person's going to try and fix me. Yeah, you're not okay, you need to go to therapy. Isn't the best path before, and it's often used as a threat, I have noticed as well. If you don't sort yourself out, we're going to have to get some professional help for you. And that is the honest truth, that I've actually, heard that type of conversation happening, or maybe it's not even a conversation really, it's more of a statement that the child is hearing.
So that they can then end up in your therapy room almost like you have to correct their deviance or something.
Absolutely. And as you say, an adult may view going to therapy in a similar way that they would to going to a dentist. It will be for the greater good. However, they may not relish the experience before they actually come through our door. Hopefully we make it a place where it is safe, it is a sanctuary for them, and a different experience to any other experience they would have had with working with other professionals. However, for a child who maybe doesn't even understand what therapy is, how many adults don't understand what therapy is. So how can we expect a child with their limited experience to understand, what therapy is? Hopefully, if it's caring adults, they will have said, and give them some sort of reassurance as far as, being, they are going to someone who is a caring professional. However, that's not always the case, I believe.
Yes. So I'm wondering what kind of things that you're up to in the therapy room to kind of make that connection, to start creating the relationship with the child who's kind of been landed in front of you almost.
Well, certainly the first thing is that during the first session, I never ever see the adult. I mean, I may speak to the adult over the telephone to, and that would be ordinary, to actually get a sense of why, the reason for the child coming to therapy. However, for the first session, or certainly a significant part of the first session, the adult that brings the child, because I am thinking that sometimes it's social workers, or key workers, etc. It's not always a parent, is what I'm saying, when I'm thinking about looked after children. That they're actually in the room, And there is almost a handing over of, you are in good hands. This is a safe adult for you to be with. And I make it very clear, as far as both the adult is concerned and the child, that they have a right to stop the process at any time. The other thing that I would do is that I still use my formal written contract with the adult. However, what I do is I also write a second contract out for the child. And so that's in very, very, very basic language, that I would say that when I come to see Karen, I will work with her. I know that Karen will tell other adults if something needs to be done. I know that I can say no at any time. So hopefully that, and I'm thinking that being a contract for sort of a 7 to 9 year old, it would be more, but I would write it sort of almost in a primary teacher's handwriting as well. And so I would also spend some time. So hopefully I start off being sort of quite child friendly, and it not being, although it is a professional relationship, that actually the child realises it's a 3-way contract that I'm working with. I'm actually working with them, and I'm working with their caretaker as well, be that their parent or a social worker, key worker, whoever.
Yeah, so that sounds like a great way of catching the confidentiality in a way that the child can understand, and also giving them that real feeling that they're consenting to the process, that they're in it, and that they can stop it if they want to or need to.
Absolutely, because I'm very aware that the power that we have as a practitioner in the therapy room is significant. We have an idea of the process, hopefully, as practitioners, and that's not always the case for either people who are coming to a therapy or a counselling session for a first time, and certainly for a child, because it's not generally within their language, what therapy is.
Yes.
And they may see it as a punishment. I'm being sent here because I'm bad.
Yeah.
And again, it's about us actually working with a child and finding out what meaning they actually have. Do you understand why you're here? Yeah. What do you know? Tell me about it. A lot of the work that I do, the children are offered that they can either sit on the couch, or if they prefer to, we can sit on the mats, and I can bring, we can sit on bean bags on the floor. And if they choose to sit on a bean bag, I would tend to just sit on the floor with them, so that actually they're the same, I'm the same height as they are. So trying to equalising as much as possible so that they don't feel overwhelmed by a situation.